Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where we find ourselves in a fairly tough situation here. We need to make our way around this way, and we need to get these taken care of here. So the plan is to attack here, then down here, and I think after that, we just need to embark and sail over to here to eliminate this. This force is incapable of defeating the enemy forces here. I know I had mentioned that they're down to only 5k. That's not true. That's a tooltip. Hang on. Yeah, here we go. That's a tooltip error. They've got a lot more than that. So you can see here, there's only these two forces in this area, allegedly. They're actually moving. They're part of this. So most of their forces are here. We need to bring in additional forces to be able to deal with this. And that needs to be our priority. So we need to get these guys over, and we got to move fairly quickly here. So that's understood. The main problem, of course, is we're being pulled in many, many different directions here. That is a significant problem indeed. But we're just going to make our way around here. We're going to take these guys out as quickly as we can. And we should be able to just dive straight on in this. We've got lots of allies here. So that looks good. We'll get this taken care of. Okay, we'll just siege this back very, very fast here. There we go. That's done now. And now we can make our way down this direction. We'll be passing right through here, so we might as well grab that on the way. But we do need to move pretty quickly. So these guys, they're just kind of chilling here right now. And we might want to think about just allowing them to resupply something kind of like this. So I'm going to grab this 6k stack, and we're going to do like that. Okay. So these guys are going to... Hang on. What's going on here? I broke something. Let's let them finish moving. That's fine for now. Okay. These guys can be here. And then I want one of these forces, which is going to be these, to come up over here. There we go. So that'll be okay. We're just going to hang out here, and we're going to resupply while we wait for these guys to get a bit caught up. So we're going to head down over this direction. There we go. And the question is, do we want to take out these forces on the way? And I think the answer is probably yes. We just have to move quickly here, right? So that'll be fine. She would never disrespect the sanctity of our marriage, I'm sure. So we're going to hop in here and fight this. They're going to stack in. We've got this under control. This is not a problem up over this way. This could theoretically end one of their wars, actually. We'll see if that happens. Also, we've got this nomadic camp migration. For the moment, I'm going to say we don't care about nomads. We're going to embark, and we're going to head over to here. We want to get there nice and quickly. So that's what we're going to do, and then we're going to head over this direction and group up with these guys to go take care of this. That's the war we need to prioritize at this moment. Yes, I know these guys are up here. I'm leaving them for now. We'll come back to them later. We've got bigger problems. So we need to continue to make our way through these wars, because we need to get out of these wars as soon as possible. Where are these guys sailing to? They're out ahead of us. That's interesting. I'm not entirely sure where they're going. If they're coming up over here, that's fantastic news for us. But we'll see. Once we land over here, they might turn around and come back. That's exactly what they're doing. So I'm going to walk in here, and we're going to prevent this siege from occurring. Okay. So that's all victorious. I want to go grab Madurai real fast here. Apparently we're going to stack wipe that quick. But I want to grab Madurai real fast here. We'll get that done. Do I want to penalize the plague trials? Yes. Yes, I do. The plague is basically over at this point. Okay, so we'll just take that back. That seems fine. We see these guys coming in. If they're going to go for our capital, that could be a problem. So I'm going to hop over here real quick. Yeah, that's what I thought they were doing. So that's fine. These guys out over here, they're just chilling for the moment. And that seems relatively fine. So we need to hop over here and stop this force from sieging our capital. But then we're going to embark, group our forces together, and then we're going to go take care of this problem once and for all. No, we're going to veto that. Our regent is very upset at us, and unfortunately he's our court chaplain. And that, of course, means that we're not getting money from him. Could we replace him with somebody? Yeah, but all of these guys absolutely hate us as well. So that's not going to happen. Okay, so that's fine. We're going to hop in here. Wonderful. So this war is actually over. We'll enforce those demands. And now these guys, they have to sail over to here. If I can actually interact with things, that would be nice. There we go. And we're going to head on over. Okay. So nomads are spawning at this moment. I'm not going to just directly let them go, but I am going to not worry about them right now. If the nomads break away, the nomads break away. We've got other problems. We need to deal with other things right now. So we've got our forces embarking here, and we're going to head on up over this direction. This seems fine. Now, if the peasants fire, which we know the peasants are on the way, when the peasants fire, not if. When the peasants fire, I'm probably just going to grant them a tax lien at this moment. But what we need to do right now is we need to get our men-at-arms up and over. I would love to take these guys out on the way, but I just don't think we have time. We need to make our way up over here. And yes, we accept this gift. Not like it's going to help us that much, but we accept it. Okay, so up we go here. And eventually we'll be arriving over here. I want to have all of these guys grouped together over here, because we're going to be arriving shortly. Okay, in we come. So we've now got our proper forces here, and we're going to walk up over this way. This should end this war, if we can just stack wipe these armies. I don't want to spend money. We don't have any money to spend. Okay. So up we go, we'll stack wipe these armies, that's no problem. Then we're going to need to focus on these in order of war score. So we're going to probably focus on this uprising next, which is this one up over here. That's hard to get to. This one's very close as well, but that's also out over on this side. Okay, here's the peasants. We're going to give them a tax lien. It's painful, yes, but we're going to do it. I don't want to deal with the peasants right now. So we're going to hop up here. We're going to take out this as long as we're over here, I think. That'll be fine. And let's just head in here and get this eliminated as quick as we can. We got to get up there fast. And we're moving slow. Okay. We'll just walk along. So we're going to go grab this. That'll be fine. One of these might end up breaking away. It'll be probably this one. And let's go in here. We gained a stress level. Very rude. Okay, that was a stack wipe. And I want to start walking down over here. But these guys are going to pile in, and that's understood. They're going to get stack wiped. That's no problem. Okay, this war is over. We're going to enforce those demands. There we go. High pause menu. And we're going to come down over this direction. So that's absolutely fine. The real question is, will we be able to stop both of these? So this one we can stop with no real problem, right? That's not an issue. We're going to head on down. And then the other that's building up is going to be much harder for us to get to. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do that or not. We'll find out. Okay, we accept this artifact. That sounds good. So we're coming down over here, and we're not going to make a donation, that's for sure. Actually, we want to come down and fight here. This is where their leader is. Okay. What is this? No, this is not a thing. We successfully argued for the sanctity of our marriage. Okay, cool. So we didn't capture the leader. We need to walk up here and fight these guys. That's no problem. We'll get that done momentarily. We actually just won this war against the nomadic camp migration. Okay, we'll take it. Sounds good. And we'll eliminate this force up over here. That'll win this war. And then there were 3. So now the issue is this war. This one's the biggest issue. So we know that they have potentially some forces out over here, but they are primarily up over this way, right? They have access to 14,000 troops, and this is about half of those troops. I'm not sure where the others are exactly. And then we've got these guys down over here, right? They have 1124 troops, and I'm not sure where all of those are either. So let's take a look here. This is some of them. That's about half. Okay. So, of course, the nomads up here, they're almost certainly going to break away. For the time being, we're letting that happen. I think what we need to do at this moment is we need to see how long will it take us to walk up to here. 11 months. I think that's doable. Yeah, I think that's doable. Do we still have the Holy Order? We do. Okay. So that is noted. We do still have the Holy Order. I was going to use the Holy Order to come fight down over here if we could, but we can't as of right now. So I'm not too concerned about this situation here. What we need to do is we need to come up here. So we're going to arrive there in about 11 months. Let's actually come to here for now. We can go most of the way on the sea, and that is very good for us. Okay, so there is a faction brewing at this moment, and the question is, what is this faction? This is an independence faction. And this faction, which is going to disband. So this independence faction is 25 months away. That's quite a long ways away, and most of its power comes from this fine gentleman right here. Here's a question. Can we just arrange a marriage between this lady and, or rather this child and our son? We can. Done. Okay, so we're now allied to him, and he leaves the faction. So now there should be no faction issue. And the Kingdom of Caspian Steppe was destroyed. We got a pressed claim on it. That's understood. We're going to have a lot of work to do once we manage to stabilize this realm. And I mean a lot of work to do. Okay, so what is our stress level? Okay, our stress level is really, really up there. That's understood. We should check to see if we can lash out, and we can. So that'll bring us down a bit anyway. So that's good. We're also about to get another lifestyle focus. But let's just sail on around and make our way up over here. We need to wipe this out. That is our current goal. So with that in mind, we got a stewardship perk, and that is absolutely going to be, I think golden aplomb is the way to go, right? Yes. We're going to go for golden aplomb, but we're in a really bad situation here. We can't do anything about this vassal limit issue, by the way, right now. There's nothing we can do about it, unfortunately, unless we have like 1 trillion king titles. Actually, we kind of do. Interesting. I didn't realize we had 1 trillion king titles. Well, we can give that to this guy. So this would be the Kingdom of Gondwana right there. Okay, so that looks good. That saved us 1 vassal, so that's, you know, fantastic. We can go for this one next, although we want to hold that kingdom ourselves. So what other kingdoms do we have? Well, we do have access to this kingdom, which we don't actually want to hold. We're going to grant that to this lady, I think. So that'll be the Kingdom of Andra. That saves us 1 vassal. So this is not necessarily ideal because a lot of these kingdoms are not very useful. And this is the kingdom we want to have. Let's see here. Lanka. We can definitely grant that out. So that would go to, like, this guy is fine. So this would be the Kingdom of Lanka. There we go. And that puts us at 29 vassals above our limit. So, as you can see, this is very, very significant. Oh, we can grant 4 to rightful liege, which we definitely should do. Okay, I think that's all of them. Yes. So that seems fine. We'll absolutely want to do that. That puts us at 25 above. So that'll all be very helpful for us, obviously. We need to grant more out here, though, and that's going to be this kingdom next, which goes up here. We'll give it to this guy, actually this lady. So that's going to be this kingdom. Where is it? This kingdom. Okay, so that seems fine. Do we have any vassals that we should send over? Possibly. We can also demand some payments. I'm going to wait until after the wars are over for that. I think we're getting very close. So that seems fine. 25 direct vassals above. So next up, let's look at the Kingdom of Karnata. Okay, I'm going to give that to this lady. 3 vassals go with. Okay, cool. So that puts us at 22 direct vassals above, which is still a lot. Is there any more that we can do? Yeah, Novgorod. So we've got this up over here, and this is currently here. Novgorod, I actually don't think we're going to get any vassal savings on, so we'll just hold that for now. That seems fine. Ruthenia, is this in the same boat? Yeah, that's in the same boat. Okay, and then where's this kingdom? Ah, out over here. Yeah, that's in the same boat. No vassals there. And what else do we have? Well, as of right now, that's kind of the list, but we've got Bjarmeland over here. So there's that. Once again, this is currently held by this nomadic realm, so that's fine for now. Now, what can we do about this being a nomadic realm? We could demand conversion. She might accept that. She probably won't. No, she didn't. Okay, that's absolutely fine. That's understood. So as of right now, I don't think there's too much else that we can grant out at this exact moment. Yeah, there really isn't. So right now, that's the best we can do, is 22 limits, or 22 vassals above. There might be a couple of things that we can grant out here and there if we wanted to break de jure lines. That's a possibility. But for right now, that is what it is. Okay. So this guy was caught trying to embezzle. Hilarious. And that seems absolutely fine for right now. What we need in order to actually be able to do this is we need to get out of debt. But look at this. We're not going to be making positive money when our troops get put down. Not as it stands right now. Maybe once these wars end. Maybe. We'll see. We're traveling upriver this way. Our daughter was stillborn. Okay. So we're traveling upriver, and we're going to be going up through here very soon. His loyalty and his sense of honor. Excellent. He's not loyal at all. And yeah, this is fine. Impressive. Send my regards. But we did gain our stress level right on back up because we failed to sway our regent again. So that's understood. Our stress level is very, very rough, and there's not much we can do about it. This kid might die very young as well. So that's something to note. He has borne less heartache than his predecessor, so hopefully that won't be as bad. But we're just going to make our way up over here, and we'll be arriving here in about 5 months. Okay. So as of right now, we're ignoring these nomads. We're going up to deal with these guys, and I think we'll get there in time, although it's going to be close. Moving through these passes in February is slow. We have 3 months until we get there. And we really need to get our troops put down. Really, no, don't go this way. Really badly. Okay, so we're going to make our way up over this direction. We'll arrive there in about 50 days. Once we get these forces stack wiped, I think this is their entire force or very close to it. We'll see if we manage to end that. He wants to revoke this title? No. We've been vetoing all of these. And why is he even here? His loyalty is self-interested. I'm going to swing the scales against him, leveraging prestige. There we go. And that's fine. I'd love to end this regency, but he won't accept this. Would he accept it for... He might accept gold. I'm going to offer him piety, though. We'll see if he accepts that. It'd be good to get him out of here. Okay, he actually accepted. So that's fantastic. I now want to think about replacing him with somebody else. Somebody who's less angry, but that kind of doesn't exist. So that's noted. We're above our domain limit at this moment, which is certainly not ideal. What's our wife situation? Okay, she is managing domain. I'm surprised that lost us a domain limit, but that's okay. We're going to grant this out for now. Okay, our control levels are low all across the board here, and that's not surprising given the Black Death going through. So that's understood. That is absolutely understood. We're going to be arriving up over here shortly, and we're currently being raided. Nothing we can do about that. Okay, so we're now fighting here. We're going to stack wipe this whole force. No doubt about that. Okay, and that ended up winning us this particular war. Fantastic. So that's done. Now we need to come down and deal with this. We're going to let these nomads go if we can't get there in time, and I highly doubt that we can get there in time. We'll see. They're up over here right now. That's their entire force. So it's a hard maybe. We may want to start seeing about raising some forces up over this way, but it's going to be very, very difficult to get them there, right? We've only got 129 troops right now. We'll see what we can get up here. Okay, so these guys, we need them to re-embark now because they need to come down to here. We know that these guys have 9367, so this is half of their force, and the other half of their force is awkwardly up here. The good news is we can go by sea all the way up this river. So that's going to be the plan there. And if we can raise anything at all up over here, that'd be great. I'm not sure where he's going right now, but we raised one troop. Okay. That's definitely not ideal. No doubt about it, that's not ideal. We just don't have much available at this moment. And a huge part of that is this vassal limit issue. So that's absolutely understood. And we probably need to change our court grandeur at this moment. Yeah, we certainly need to. This is going to be bringing us down a lot, but we have to do it. We have no choice. We have to do that. So that's understood. We're going to be making our way down over here, and it's going to take us a while to get over to here. Specifically, 7 months, and that is absolutely fine. So now what we need, of course, is we need some amount of forces out over this way, and this is certainly not ideal. This is not enough. We do have a few that we might be able to raise here, and I'd like to split off the Holy Order here specifically. Split off hired soldiers and special soldiers. Yes, this is the Holy Order. How long will it take the Holy Order to walk up over to here? 21 months. Okay, we can't put them down because they're not in a friendly area, and that's understood. They're currently here. I want them to walk back up over to here, while these guys are going to come down over here, and they're going to come to here, as before. So we'll do that. That'll be fine. So we're going to split these guys off with the idea being that we are going to look to put down these and re-raise them up in the north if they can get there in time. I kind of doubt they can. We're probably saying goodbye to these nomads, and to be honest, it's kind of a good riddance situation. But at this moment, I think we've largely weathered the primary issues. Yeah, we lost a lot of territory to nomads up here, but there was literally nothing to be done about that. It was just going to happen. We do have another faction brewing, and what is this? Okay. That's noted. Peasant rabble are a ways away. This is this guy. Done. That should solve him. So we're going to be arriving up over here shortly. There we go. And these guys are going to disband. They're going to take up to 9 months to return home. That's actually not bad. So I want to have these guys start raising here. And that's saying 15 months until they get there. That's fine. We might lose this. We probably will, in all honesty. We'll see if that happens. For now, this is our primary focus. We need to get down here. Yes, we accept this gift. Okay. So our forces have embarked, and we're heading down. We don't have a commander right now. I'm going to put this guy in. And we're not going to get here in time to stop this siege, but it's going to be fairly close. He's trying to walk away, and he's not going to succeed. We're going to get there in time to stop him, it looks like. Partially. But he's going to walk back, and that's very silly of him. Okay, so now we're going to come down over this direction. There we go. Cool. Where was this? Oh, that was up at this. Sure. That's fine for now. So again, we're going to wipe these guys out, and that's wonderful. Eventually we'll get here. There we go. Okay, so that's stack wiped, and now we just need to go around to here. It'll only take us 4 months to get there. So that's understood. Now, these guys up over here, they're very rude. They're very, very rude, and this isn't particularly surprising. I'm going to raise up over here, but it's going to take some time. Again, I suspect we're going to lose that war. That's fine. It's completely and totally fine for right now. At least we broke up the Mongols, right? So we could become a lunatic, and we're going to do so. We only have so many ways to deal with this amount of stress, right? But at least our stress level did go down, so that is reasonable. And we can extort our subjects, and we definitely should do that. We 1,000% should do this. This is not a lot of gold. Okay. That is not a lot of gold at all, but it's fine. Okay, so that's the nomadic uprising over. And that's not surprising. Again, we knew that that would very likely happen. Again, it's fine for right now. Our primary goal at this moment has to be getting out of these wars. And there's more Mongols rising up, but they're a ways away. There's some populists down over here too. But all we need to do right now is get these guys dealt with, and then we can start coming out of debt. Start recovering our forces. That's the dream at this moment. This is the final remaining populist army at this moment. Excellent. We enforce those demands, and we're at peace. For now. So as you can see, we are at net negative 57.4 gold right now. However, we're not actually going to be paying for these men-at-arms, so I think we're going to be net positive once the actual month ticks start coming through. We need to attempt to not have these factions be real as much as we can. And we need to reinforce as much as possible, right? So as you can see here, our levies are basically nil. This ransom is acceptable. That's fine. And we need to deal with our vassal limit 100%. We 1000% need to deal with our vassal limit. What can we do about it, though? That's the question that we need to ask. What can we do? We can give away some of these titles out over here, and they are supposed to be de jure to this guy, actually. So I'm going to grant him some vassals out over here. There's one, and I'm going to grant him this one as well. 2. There we go. So that seems fine. We've got this out over here. What do you belong to? You do belong to this kingdom. Okay. So I'm going to grant this over to this guy, actually. I'm going to regret it later, but I'm going to grant this vassal over. Because we really, really do need to get this vassal limit taken care of. But it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to see what we can do about handling this vassal limit. And I'm not even sure where the bulk of these is coming from. It's probably locations like this. That's what we need to be looking to handle. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, Spock, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.